Hey, what's up everyone? And welcome to episode 56 of Crime in Court USA. I'm recording this on April 17th, 2024. I'm your host, Mundo Carrillo. I hope you guys are doing well. I'm doing fine. My allergies are just fucking me up though. You know, I want to like spring because I hate being cold, so I hate winter. So I like that feeling of going from cold to warm. You know what I mean? And I want to like that. I do want to like the springtime, but man, the allergies and the wind here in New Mexico, the wind gets so bad. It's just like it literally blows trees over. Like sometimes people will have a tree fall in their car or fall in their house. It sucks. But other than that, not too bad. I am not doing so bad. You know who is doing kind of bad? Is Hannah Gutierrez-Reed. She was the armorer on the Alec Baldwin movie Rust. And yeah, because of her carelessness, someone died. So let's backtrack a little, okay? Actually, you know what? Let me give you the news first, in case you guys already know who she is and all that. She was sentenced to 18 months in prison for the death of Halyna Hutchins. She got convicted of a charge of involuntary manslaughter not that long ago. So that's the new thing here, 18 months in prison. But let's backtrack, or the finer details, okay? So back in October 2021, Alec Baldwin and the gang were shooting a movie called Rust. It was an old Western here in Santa Fe, or by Santa Fe, New Mexico. New Mexico is used a lot as Western backdrops, as you guys might know. A lot of Westerns are filmed here. So this one was no different. They were filming a scene in a church, I believe, and Baldwin was pointing the gun at the camera, like rehearsing something, something like that. And may or may not, allegedly, he pulled the trigger because he is also charged with manslaughter. So allegedly, he pulled the trigger. The gun fired. It went through a cinematographer, Halyna Hutchins, and it hit director Joel Souza. Hutchins died, and Souza was taken to the hospital and released. So here we are, Hannah Gutierrez-Reed again, convicted of manslaughter after a trial. And just this last week was her sentencing hearing. And a big theme here, and something that the judge didn't let go, was that she seemed to lack some remorse. She didn't have any remorse, really, according to the judge. And shout out to my friends at KOB TV in Albuquerque. This is where I got this information from. It seems that, again, Hannah never really was too sorry about what happened to Halyna. She said in court that she was sorry, but then the Judge Mary Marlowe Summer, did not, I guess, buy that she was actually sorry for Halyna's death. So she was like, hey, you're not actually remorseful for this, so I'm going to give you the full 18 months. And not just that, guys, but the prosecutors were showing these tapes in court. Every phone call you make from jail, just so you guys know this, okay? I mean, they'll tell you, but just in case, every phone call you make from jail is recorded, okay? Every single one, and they will be used against you in court. Trust me. So don't say shit that you don't want being used against you on them jail phone calls. Obviously, you got to make your call, you got to talk, but people are going to listen, okay? Know that. Anyhow, she was on these jail phone calls, right, saying that accidents happen every day and people die. So basically just being like, fuck it, whatever, someone died, who cares? Again, not the biggest case for remorse right there. And that's too bad. That is really too bad, because when you see someone commit a crime, or, you know, someone do something irresponsible like this, like she was in charge of making sure no live bullets got on the set, and some live bullets sure did get on the set. It was her job to make sure that wasn't the case, and she should have felt really bad, really, really bad for Halyna dying. She should have felt really bad about that, and she didn't. She didn't at all. So we'll proceed on to Alec Baldwin's trial. Not too sure when that'll go down. He has some high-priced lawyers from New York, so we'll see how that goes against these special prosecutors here in New Mexico. They're not, I mean, I don't mean any disrespect, but a lot of times, you know, in rural places, in smaller places, well, New Mexico is a big state, but not a big population. A lot of times these prosecutors are younger, they're fresh out of law school, and they kind of get torn up by an older defense attorney, a more experienced defense attorney. I've seen it happen. It's ruthless, all right? And there are special prosecutors on these two cases, more experienced attorneys, so maybe it'll be more of a fair fight during Baldwin's trial. I don't know how strong that case is. Did he pull it? They're gonna have to prove that he pulled the trigger, like definitively, and like he meant to do. I don't know, man. That's gonna be way harder, especially against good lawyers. No disrespect to Jason Bowles, who was Hannah Gutierrez-Reed's lawyer. No disrespect to him at all. He is a good lawyer. But yeah, it's gonna be a tough case for these prosecutors to prove against Alec Baldwin, I think. And as far as the judge, Mary Marlowe Summer, I do know her from my time covering the courthouse there in Santa Fe. She's a tough judge. She's very tough. She's a no-nonsense judge, that's for sure. There are definitely like those judges who are tough, and there are those more, I guess, lighter judges, like the boys will be boys judges from The Simpsons, you know what I mean? And she's definitely one of the tougher ones. So I could see her kind of saying something like this. And I think she really, all judges kind of look at remorse, but I think she really pays attention to someone who's really remorseful. And she really pays attention to if they really mean it. Everybody, when they're getting sentenced, everybody says they're sorry. Everybody, because you know why? Because they want a lighter sentence. But are they really sorry? And I think Judge Marlowe Summer does a good job of actually looking at if a person is sorry or not. And it didn't seem, like from what I read, I didn't watch any stream or I wasn't there in the courthouse myself, but from what I read, it seems like Miss Gutierrez-Reed was not very remorseful. Okay, let's move on to Donald Trump. He has been undergoing jury selection for his very first criminal trial that's about to get underway for about 3 days now, I believe. So who knows? I suspect it'll begin on Thursday, so the day this podcast goes live. That's very, very great timing on my part. You got to get those opening statements, man. Those opening statements are the good ones. Openings and closings, as we used to say in the news biz. If you can't cover the entire trial, you want to make sure to cover the opening statements and the closing arguments. So we'll get those opening statements hopefully on Thursday, hopefully Friday, hopefully this week. I don't know. That's going to be good stuff. This is, of course, the hush money case where he allegedly paid hush money to adult film star Stormy Daniels to cover up an affair that they had. He didn't want that coming out during the 2016 presidential election, allegedly. So he paid her to shut up. And the state of New York says that is a crime. They lied about it on business records. So we're going to court. I can't get a sense of how strong this case is. From what I've read, from what legal analysts are saying, that this might be a tough one. These are all going to be tough ones against Trump. I just thought it was kind of funny. Was on Monday. He's just sitting there, jury selection. I've never been to one myself, but it happens in public, of course, well, in open court anyways. And apparently he just kind of dozed off at one point, sleepy Don. So now we have Sleepy Joe and Sleepy Don running for president, just two sleepy men going at it for America's soul. Oh my God. People, what have we done? I've seen people fall asleep in court. It happens. I've heard a lady fart in court once. Shit happens. But man, you got to stay awake, bro. So, you know what? Maybe I'll have an update on this on Crime in Court Extra, the Patreon show that you can get for just $1 a month. Shameless. Let's move on to like the bigger, more interesting thing of the week, and that is a fake burglar priest got caught arrested in Riverside, California, in Riverside County, California. So this dude, what was his name? Malin Rostas, 45 years old, out of New York. This dude was pretending to be a priest and was straight burglarizing churches all the way from Queens to Oregon and even in Canada, coast to coast, baby, international. This guy was ripping off churches. Now, what he would do is he would blow into town, I guess, in like the black garb, whatever. I'm sorry. I'm Catholic. Maybe I should know this stuff. Well, I was raised Catholic. I don't know what that whole getup is called. Anyways, he's wearing the whole priest shit. And he goes to these churches saying that he's a visiting priest from Chicago. Actually, he goes by name Father Martin. And then the priests there, the real priests at these churches, they trust him. They let him into the rectory, which is like the priest's personal headquarters. And then he makes off. He makes off with the loot once he's there by himself. Now, apparently, This is from a story from the LA Times, but this was all over all over the news. If you guys just want to check it out, I'll leave the LA Times story in the episode description. But this guy was doing his homework. He knew people, and he knew the parishioners, he knew the priests. He knew where the money was. He knew his stuff. So he was scoping out the scene. He was a very professional, a very professional burglar priest. Now, the other thing that the LA Times reported was that this is not anything new, apparently, which I thought, like, oh, burglar priest, hey, this will be the first guy to do it. No, apparently this happens. Like a scam artist, just, that's funny. It's sad to do that to people's faith like that, but, well, people are gross, aren't they? Also, what a weird scam. Of all the ways to scam people and to make money, like pretending to be a priest and like stealing from churches. First off, I know the Vatican has a lot of money, the whole city-state thing they have going on there, but individual churches are kind of broke, I think. I mean, I don't think they're just flowing in cash. Like, he was making off with like $500 there, $900 there, $1,200 there. I don't know. It's not like he was, robbing a bank here. So it's just a weird scheme to go through all that. Surely he's in big trouble. I mean, it's a weird one. I know people get off on weird shit. Like, I bet you was like, you know what? I bet you I could pretend to be a priest and rip people off. Like, had to have been something like that. Because I don't think it would be easy. And again, it's not lucrative. I don't see where all the money's at. So that's a weird one. Maybe it's like a more personal thing. Like, I'm gonna show the Catholic Church. I'll show them by stealing $900 here and there. Not really make it a statement. It is unfortunate for those churches he stole from. That does affect them directly, I would assume. But yeah, what a weirdo. Allegedly, excuse me. All right, guys. I think that is about all for this week. I really appreciate you guys listening. Thank you to the Patreon supporters, Daniel, Tony, Mike, Andres, and Emily. Really appreciate you guys. If you guys want to support me, head over to patreon.com/crimeandcourtusa, where you could get access to exclusive episodes for just $1 a month. That is insanely reasonable. All right, guys. Until next time, my name is Mundo, and I'm out. Peace.